film review, movies, music, culture, politics, society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on Facebook at Crazon Dion.
You have to see yourself in film. Yeah. If that was not so, then the European would not have pushed so much to just make sure that he was the only one that was seen in film. So this is very important. You have to see yourself in film, right? You have to see all aspects of yourself. What's good, what's considered quote-unquote good, what's considered quote-unquote bad, and what's right there in the middle. You have to see it in film. Now, people, so, we just finished talking about Hidden Colors. Now, the top 5, our next topic, the top 5 best black female actors of all time, ADOS, Foundational Black American. Now, you see, now this can be very tricky. This list can be very tricky because American descendants of slavery and foundational black Americans are people that have been here since or before 1619, right? And so when you're looking at it, you're looking at that. Then you start looking at people who came in during the civil rights and post-civil rights fight era, because civil rights is still being fought. That's why they're trying to take away the 1866 Civil Rights Act, right? So you got people who were here, and then you have people who came later. So it's very important who then assumed because we were so open to have everybody come together that black people here in this country was so welcoming of black people. Just because you're black, we love you, black is beautiful, boom, 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 that people could slide in and do this. But this list is not black female actors that happen to apply their trade in America, but it is the top 5 best black female actors, ADOS, Foundational Black American, right? That's what it is, right? So this is the top 5. This is my top 5, right?
Okay.
Number 5. Should I say this?
You want to do my list first? You want me to do my list?
Okay, what's your list?
Okay, so you said top 5.
I got it. I'm gonna say it.
I had to,
I'm gonna say
go
it.
beyond 5.
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Sanaya Lathan, number 5.
Okay.
Right. Love and basketball.
Right.
Her father's a major producer in the game of producing black films. She's been in so many films. Been on television. You see her on your television set all of the time, right? Sanaya Lathan. Number 4. It has to be on the list. Born in Cleveland, Ohio. Ruby D. That's right, Ruby D. I had to vet this. I researched this, right? You're not gonna find, that there's some, there's nothing wrong with that. But we said ADOS, Foundational Black American. Ruby D. Ruby D. A lot of people knew her from Spike Lee, but if you watch a film with Nat King Cole, called The Sound of St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She plays his love interest. Right? Ruby D. And so I'm just giving you some films to check out, right? Because Ruby D is more than just Spike Lee films. But the reason why Spike Lee had her in the film because she and Ossie Davis, but we're talking about Ruby D, were iconic in the push for activism, social justice, racial justice, civil rights, human rights, all the time of their lives, right? Number 3, very important. These are iconic images up on the screen during blaxploitation. Pam Grier, right? Pam Grier, without a doubt, you know what I'm saying? Foxy Brown, Sheba Baby, Coffee. I mean, you name it. I mean, later she played in what's her name? Brown. What's his name? Jackie Brown.
Right.
Later, coming into the 90s.
Tarantino. Right.
Tarantino. That's right.
Right.
She is an icon and pushes through, and she has that Native American blood in her, not the $5 Indians or the people who came across the Bering Strait, but actual people that were here, who were here when the land. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another time. Number 2, Angela Bassett.
Yes.
Right? What's love got to do with Tina Turner, classic, Boys in the Hood, Mother and Boys in the Hood. Yeah. She's even been in outer space in movies, right? Yeah. And you see her on 911, right? That show
great show.
Right? Yeah. And she's executive producing, right? Yeah. And so these are people who are making moves. And then number 1 on my list, because Martin Luther King, this woman was thinking about leaving the show that she was on. Yeah. And Martin Luther King said, you are doing a great service showing us in this light that you're showing us in. Intelligent, educated, black woman, lieutenant, communications operator on the starship USS Enterprise. We're talking about Lieutenant Uhura, and we're talking about none other than Grace Dale Nichols, better known as Nicole Nichols. Yes. Now let me tell you something. Excuse me. Nicole Nichols on the reruns. Yeah. You know, Nicole Nichols. People, I mean, while I had to be subject to Three's Company, which Three's Company is a great comedy, but I got to see a black woman on TV in reruns in the 80s that I hardly saw any. Through Lieutenant Uhura, Martin Luther King was correct, and she went on to be in Truck Turner. That's the only so-called blaxploitation film that she ever did, because you know that's when the NWA bombed on it and caused it. But she's gone on stage, film, come back in the 80s, and Star Trek in the late 80s, coming into the 90s. So she right there is a representation of what we needed to see on the screen. Nicole Nichols. So number 5, Sanaa Lathan. Number 4, Ruby Dee. Number 3, Pam Grier. Number 2, Angela Bassett. And number 1, Nicole Nichols. That's my list. Top 5 best black female actors of all time, I would say. And then what's your list? Okay, so of course, like when we did the hip hop. Okay. I couldn't name just 5 because... You couldn't name just 5? No, because there are tons of great black actresses, right? Mm-hmm. One isn't ADOS. She's a great actress. Okay, why couldn't it be ADOS? I mean, it could have been, but when I did the list, I forgot about that part. And you forgot about ADOS? No, on my mind, I was just thinking... You just thinking black. See, that's how they get it. Well, no, when you mentioned it, I was doing something else. So that's why the first and second generation immigrants are sitting up there at the White House with Donald Trump instead of ADOS sitting there dropping demands down. Right? What's going on? Okay, so Lynn Whitfield, right? Okay. Her body of work is amazing, and if you are watching Greenleaf, right, on OWN, this woman is, in no particular order. No particular order. Right. So I said Lynn Whitfield, Regina King. Okay. Diane Carroll. All right. Gabrielle Union. And then I have Lupita Nyong'o. Okay. She's definitely not ADOS, but she does. She rides. She's out there to fight the power. She's an ally. She's an ally, right? Right. Viola Davis. And of course, like from your list, I mean, Ruby Dee. Cleveland's own, as well as Halle Berry. Cleveland's own.
Sanaa Lathan, Pam Grier, of course. I said Viola Davis, right? Taraji P. Henson.
Okay.
Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah is a really, really, really good actress. But when I saw her in Betsy,
okay,
she killed. She was committed to that part,
and that's when you knew she was the true blue.
She's the truth. Jada Pinkett Smith, Megan Good, Regina Hall, Pam Grier, Angela Bassett, right? And of course, see, I had to pull out because some people forget Diana Ross, right? And then the reason why I said that is because in Lady Sings the Blues, she kills that character. Like the emotional ride you're being taken on with Billie Holiday. You know, from the beginning to the end, the ups and the downs. Diana Ross killed it. Of course, we know her from The Wiz, Mahogany, Double Platinum. That was with her and Brandy. She did an excellent job on that. But what people forget also, and some may not, Out of Darkness, when she played a woman who was mentally ill, she killed that role. Because people talk about Sybil a lot, right? And I believe that was Sally Fields, who did an excellent job, right? But Diana Ross, in the film Out of Darkness, who played a mentally ill woman, she killed it, right? So her acting was superb. And then, of course, her daughter, you know, Tracey Ellis Ross, is a great actress as well. But Diana Ross also, you know, she was on the list.
So your list
was beyond 5.
Your list included how many non-ADOS members?
Just one.
Just one? Are we sure about that? I know she was born in Detroit.
Don't be a hater.
Okay, people. So
I had a Diana Ross doll when I was a little girl.
Okay.
Not Barbie. I mean, my mother was on it when I was a little girl, right? And so my first black doll was a little Diana Ross doll.
Okay. You
know, and my niece carried on the tradition as a little girl. Her first doll was Brandy.
Okay. There you go.
See?
There you go. So Anwar Bowman on the Black Filmmaker group on Facebook, he chimed in. He gave his list of from Black Filmmakers group. He gave his list.
Okay.
He said Angela Bassett, Cicely Tyson, Regina King, Taraji P. Henson, Viola Davis, Kerry Washington. Honorable mentions: Kerry Washington and Lupita. Now, people, there's
great list.
It's a great list. I
forgot about Kerry. Oh my gosh,
it's a great list. But you see how this is, because people who are coming over are not respecting the people who made it possible for them to come over. The ADOS and Foundational Black Americans. It feels strange to then segregate out people who are plying their trade and making success in America, who identify with black people. But unfortunately, Cicely Tyson, her people were Caribbean Islanders. They came here later, right? And so they are not in ADOS, so that eliminates her. Plus, she did that craziness with from what Ron O'Neal talks about. Ron O'Neal going out there bashing the film because Sounder wasn't doing. But that's another story for another time. But and then Lupita, right? Lupita, she's fighting the power. We all with her, but because certain people from Africa, certain countries in Africa are coming over acting crazy, then we can't really tell.
She has nothing to do with.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate. Isn't it unfortunate?
She is from a different country. She's not from the same country.
But isn't it unfortunate though?
Yeah,
that's the way it is. That we have to.
But I'm glad he mentioned Kerry Washington, because she is definitely on my list. Also, I forgot all about her. There's so many
Kerry
great
Washington
actresses.
is being typecast. She's every film. She's like She's like the white woman's catnip. What's his name?
Oh, you said Blair Underwood.
Blair Underwood.
Yeah.
Blair Underwood, though, is married to a black woman, has black children. He loves it. And she's married to a black man, has black children.
Right.
She loves it, but she's like,
Same
you know,
with him.
she's like the white man catnip.
But you know what? Who we left
out?
out, and then I, you know, not thinking of the youth, I forgot all about her because we saw Zendaya's acting. Her range of acting in Euphoria.
Okay.
Like I knew she was a good actress, right?
You check Zendaya. That name alone, you just got to check it. You just got to check to see what the background. You just got to check it. Hey, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate the way it is. But if they could just snap the group of people up who are coming from the same places they coming from, they could just snap them up. Then we could get back to a even basis. Now, people.
Yeah.
The Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, Society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on Facebook at Crazon Dion.